You're looking for a new SUV, but the market has become really crowded and you want to stand out. Well, with the C7, we definitely think you will stand out. My name is Eugene, welcome to TVEC. This is the home of extravagant reviews.
Four liters of fuel. Eugene, you're paying for this.
Welcome to the Omoda C7. And this is the elegant spec, which is the mid-trim level. And as you can see here, you've got the luxury, the mid-trim, which is the elegance, which we are in, and then the top of the range plug-in hybrid, the SHS, and with the equivalent pricing. This is 589,000 Rand, which I think is absolutely a great price for this car, especially considering the comfort of this car. We have to talk about the seats, number one. The seats are fantastic. They are fantastic. They are doing such a good job by keeping you in place, but also being so comfortable at the same time. Yeah, they are a mix of a comfortable seat, yet it looks like a Peugeot Sport bucket seat at the same time. Yes. And actually off camera, we were speaking about the headrest, where they look like you can take them off so that you can step inside with your helmet. Like on a Nana 2.2 GT3. Now they do not come off, but they are of a fabulous material. So your head does feel really good when you place it back against there, just like the rest of the seats, which are perspirated leather seats, and they are fantastic. They are so comfortable. They are so plush, so comfortable. It's just so good. If I'm not driving, I want to sleep in these seats. Yes. I would literally want to sleep in these seats. That's how comfortable they are. What else adds to the comfort isn't just the great use of materials everywhere, which we'll get to in a little bit, but actually if I move the camera like this, the space and the expansive view that you get just sitting inside here. It's like you're sitting in a fishbowl. It really is a comfortable fishbowl at that. A very comfortable fishbowl, yeah. It has a great view surrounding. The speakers look absolutely fantastic. Yeah. The materials are really nice and soft, and everything is really ergonomic as well. So using the actual giant screen that you have here, your big tablet, it's very ergonomic, very easy to use. We know how the Chinese are with technology. It's just great. It's a mini TV right here. It's a mini TV. I'm looking at this, I'm like, two laptop screens could be the size of this. And then you got a tiny cell phone as your driver's cockpit. Yeah, definitely. And also talking about suspension, it's doing also a very good job by keeping it planted and also keeping the passengers in here very comfortable as well. Yes, that's a very stable ride. It is smooth, very controlled. It is. You can very German. A slight hint of German. And that's not where the Germans stop. So let's head outside. Yeah. Those are some very, very German doors. Very solid. And in a very good way. Yes. Very German in a very good way. They feel so solid. They feel so premium. I mean, this just feels so good, and it closes so nicely. It's not like any other Chinese car. Yeah. It's like a real German car. It really feels premium. Yeah. From the drive to the doors, to the interior, which we'll get to again in a little bit. But actually, some of the biggest changes about the Omoda C7 compared to the C5 or C9, of which we've done the C9, both petrol and the plug-in hybrid, so go check it out. Just go check it out. Is the new design. When I look at the front end, it looks very feline type. Very feline. And I think actually in that bluey mint color, there is one in the background there. Yes. So we will throw in some B-rolls of that car so you can see. That's a very feminine looking car. But in the white, actually, it really suits it. It looks very sporty. And then you men can drive it and not feel too feminine driving it. It will not demasculate you. It won't. You've got these snake eyes, almost like Viper looking, sharp angled LEDs on the front here. They actually have a cool light display. Yes. When you switch it on or switch it off or walk to it, because it has keyless, lock and unlock. Yes. You've got the same normal Omoda style, but slightly different. As well as these little accents over here, which you might think are just stickers for the looks, but these actually light up, so there are lights behind here as well, which is a cool feature to see at night. It is. And then you've got this new sharpened nose edge piece here, which at first on pictures I wasn't sure about, but in the flesh actually doesn't look too bad. In a way, it kind of reminds me of a shark. It does. Like the nose looks exactly like a shark. It kind of does look like a shark. It's good looking. I mean, you have the new accents here. You've got your sensors all around the car, because this does have a 540-degree panoramic camera. Yeah, which is insane. It's not just a 360, but 540. 540, and it even has measuring capability, so you can see how far away things are from you. Then moving on to the side, you have this really cool accent over here. This is almost Persia in the way that it's done,
Slightly.
which is a great thing. It gives it a little bit more than just having a black panel piece there.
Yes.
It's got some texture, some lines to it, as well as these really, really nice wheels. You also have red brake calipers, which suit the white, I think.
Which is very cool.
And these look like Persia sport wheels.
There's a lot of Peugeot Frenchness going on with this
There's a
car.
lot of French Germanness in it.
Yeah.
Very French design, very German make, and that's a really good combination to have.
It is definitely a good combination. Now this does ride on the J7 platform, but you can definitely tell this is a completely different car.
It is complete in its looks. Even the interior is different in quite a few ways. And actually, I think I actually prefer this over the J7.
Same, you know, to me, it's that one's kind of boxy. This one still has a shape to it.
This has a very unique look to it.
It does.
It's very, like, even if you look to the side here and you look at the black accents with the way that the roof curves, it's very C5 looking, very Omoda looking,
Yep.
but also not Omoda looking in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so definitely well done on the design part of it.
And that actually continues to the rear end.
Yep.
The new design language on the Omoda C7 actually continues.
Because I've actually never seen this on any other car.
Yeah, you've got these really nice slots going down on the rear bumper here, which actually is something that, like you say, hasn't really been done before. And also, it just adds a bit of texture and character to the rear end here. It's not just a black piece of plastic on the bottom that they just put on there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then probably the best lights in the entire industry right now, in terms of gimmicks, is these on the new C7.
The lightning rear lights.
And they're so cool. What I am actually going to do is I'm going to walk away and quickly walk back so you can see it. And tell us what you think below of the rear lights. And then we're going to tell you what we think of them.
Yeah.
Let me take a step away. Ka-chow.
Here we are.
In the fantastic execution of an interior.
It is simply elegant.
Simply elegant, simply lovely. For those of you who are Formula One fans.
Yes.
You can go and argue with yourselves in the comments now.
Yes.
And I have to just start off by saying a big thank you to Omoda Edenvale once again for giving us the C7. We've done a few videos with Omoda JQ Edenvale before, as recent as a few weeks ago with the J5. So if you want to go check it out, go check that out. But something big. This is their new dealership.
Yes, which is very premium looking now.
Very premium. They've got a whole new facelift, basically, you could call it, on the front of the dealership, as well as the whole interior is getting a full renovation and is going to be an absolute masterclass of a dealership.
It's almost going to look like a lounge.
It's going to have a lounge premium feel to it. Almost, if you can imagine, like a more affordable Rolls-Royce dealership.
Yes.
That's what we've got to see from behind the scenes. So if you want to come check out a C7, be sure to come check out a C7 here at Omoda Edenvale, and you will not be disappointed.
No.
But actually, onto more things you won't be disappointed about. This interior.
Especially the materials.
The materials are fantastic. You have the same soft touch that we've actually gone through with some of the other Cherry products.
Yes.
You've got a soft touch on the lower dash. What I really like actually about the dashboard is that this lower leather continues throughout the whole lower side here, as well as this top material actually circulates around, almost like we were saying about that fishbowl style.
Yes.
Is it actually feels like it goes around as one piece.
It does.
It feels like they've got a dashboard in the car's cockpit. That's what really feels nice about this car.
I was going to actually say that.
Very symmetrical.
Very symmetrical, yes.
Even these vents, which actually run across the entirety of the dash, they have really nice toggle feeling on them, as well as you've got vents over here, which are again really nice feeling with your speakers, which also look really good, and that lines up to the soft touch that you have along the whole roof lining.
Now, obviously, something that we usually speak about is the lack of buttons in here, but I think for this one we can forgive it.
We can forgive it because they've got the important ones down.
Yes.
They've got a volume switch, and they've got your modes button over here,
Yes.
which is the two most important buttons. And then obviously you actually have an updated steering wheel. There's no more haptic feedback buttons. You've got these two modules over here that rotate forward and backwards, and you can actually click them left to right and downwards as well, which are really easy to use.
Yes.
Very, very ergonomic.
Very.
And the actual steering wheel itself, see, flat top, flat bottom, almost like the Opel Grandland that we did not too long ago, as well as an EX30 and an Omoda C9.
A lot of reminiscency going on.
A lot of reminiscency, and obviously, like you said, we've gone through all this.
Yeah, we're not going to go through that. You all know what
the most
this is.
important thing is that it has Android Auto, it has Apple CarPlay, and all the other fancy tech that you'd find in the Chinese cars, because they honestly are dominating the tech world right now, especially in cars. And Our biggest complaint usually is that the AC button, that there is not really one.
Yeah.
You do have a basic AC button there, which has its own auto feature, so that once you've set it to a certain way, if you switch this off and switch it on, it'll go back to that exact setting.
Yes.
But other than that, if you just press on that AC button there, it takes you directly to the AC screen, and everything is pretty easy to use. So if you switch it on and off, you can actually change this by just dragging it at the bottom here, for instance, like so, or you can drag it at the top. So they've made it, even for the low temperature gauge, you can just drag like that. So they've made it very simple and easy to use.
So definitely overall, this interior is elegant, but then also very simple at the same time.
Sophisticated, elegant, and simple. Now you do have this really nice wood texturing around here, which reminds me of a Volvo actually.
Yes.
Which actually displays its 2 cup holders and a key holder or whatever else you want to put there.
Phone holder.
And then one thing that I do have to complain about is, unfortunately, in the sun, the way these are angled, it does blind you.
Quite a bit.
And you can't see exactly what these buttons are for when you are in the sun with them.
That is true.
But we can go over that because you do have your wireless charging, your tons of space underneath the actual center console with a USB and USB-C, and then you've got a USB and USB-C behind you over here as well.
Very good. Now onto the boot space of this car, because we know for you ladies, this is the most important factor when buying an SUV. Now in here you can see we have our kit bag, and it has about this much capacity. Now compared to something like the Tiggo 7, the Tiggo has about this much. And surprisingly enough, this is actually lowered right now, this boot cover. You can actually open it and lift it to get into another level. So that does actually make it a little bit more practical. And when you do lift the cover, you actually have a full-size spare wheel. Not many cars still have that these days. And compared to something like an X3 has about this much boot capacity.
And starting us off with a bit of a bang, we are once again in the C7 Elegant. Now the C7 is a 1.6 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine making 145 kilowatts and 290 newton meters of torque, which is similar stats to a 308 GTR Peugeot.
Well, interesting. That's very interesting.
Which is a proper little hot hatch. And then what's better than the 308 GTR is that was a 6-speed manual. This is paired with a 7-speed DCT gearbox.
And we can definitely say it's definitely improved over time.
They have really done that. I mean, foot flat and downshift and it's going.
Wow.
No issues at all. And this isn't even the quickest model.
No.
I mean, they still have the SHS Super Hybrid, which is a 255 kilowatt hybrid assisted 1.5 petrol.
Is it needed?
I don't know if it is, to be honest. Driving this feels like more than enough power. Now, the thing that you will get with the hybrid and the super hybrid technology from Omoda or JQ or Cherry is that you do get obscene range from the car.
Quite a lot of range.
You get tons of range.
Yeah.
Now, do you need on everyday driving? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And what you will have though is the hybrid is roughly 100 grand more than this petrol, and the interior spec for spec is more or less exactly the same.
Just about. But it is fun to know that you have 255 kilowatts.
Yes,
it's just fun.
And overall, it is also quite sporty. You have your mode select right here, which is actually a nice little toggle. It's got a nice feeling to it. And actually, if you take it through a little corner like so, it handles its weight really, really nicely, as well as the bumps, even on acceleration. You see there's no noise, no weird feeling. Put your foot down
and you just get going.
And it pulls like a little hot hatch. It feels strong, it feels nippy.
It does.
It's got more than enough pull for anything of this sort of type of a vehicle. And it's got a better engine than the base 320i, or X320i should I say, of the new generation. It's going to cost you R1 million.
It's going to cost you R1 million. And that car is just terrible.
It's also ugly.
It's also ugly.
This just looks better and feels better.
In every single way, especially for you mothers who will be looking for this car. Definitely something to consider. Well, here we are
at the end of another wonderful review.
Yeah, so what do we think about the new C7?
Honestly, I think this would be my pick at this price range for an SUV.
Definitely.
Even over something like a Tiggo 7. I just prefer the outlandish styling and design of this car.
The outlandish styling.
The outlandish style and design of this car. The design, we always speak about it, about not being normal.
Yeah.
Standing out with your car. Let your car express yourself.
Yeah.
You're not the same as everyone else, so be different.
Yeah, because you can show up and then you can have Viper looking lights.
Yes, with sequential indicators and beautiful LEDs and ambient lighting in the grille.
It's cool.
Or you could just have an X3 that looks like I'm not even going to go into that topic. Let's just move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
We don't want to waste your time speaking about things that don't look pretty.
But definitely this car has given me a different perspective, especially the gearbox.
The gearbox is a fantastic improvement.
That for me is definitely a better highlight for what this car is.
It definitely is. It gives it that sporty edge.
It does.
The sophisticated design on the interior and that really stylish exterior, which just makes it such a complete all-round SUV.
Overall, out of 10, I'm giving this a good 8 out of 10.
I give it an 8.5.
Oh, an 8.5 out of 10.
Just because of the ka-chow lights at the back.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
So thank you again to Omoda Edenville for giving us this lovely Omoda C7. You want to check out the information, click our description box down below. And yeah, thank you guys also for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because we have a lot more of these coming in the future. We hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.